SageMaker Clarify detects potential bias during data preparation after model training and in your deployed model by examining attributes you specify. This is specifically about explainable AI, which is also part of responsible AI that the exams, especially the AWS AI Practitioner, is going to care about. A computer system might be considered biased if it discriminates against certain individuals or groups of individuals based on a bunch of these properties. SageMaker Clarify provides bias metrics to quantify various fairness criteria. So here's an example. Now this here is a screenshot from SageMaker Studio Classic. I don't know where it is in the new one. I know it's there, but just understand that all this information is still relevant. The UI might have just changed a little bit. But anyway, one thing is we can do is we can identify imbalances in the data, and we can utilize SageMaker Data Wrangler for that. We can check your trained model for bias, and we can use SageMaker Autopilot for that. You can monitor your model for bias. So we're checking trained model for bias, but monitoring it using Model Monitor is another option there. SageMaker Clarify uses the following terminology to discuss bias and fairness, so let's get a little bit familiar with it. First is feature, an individual measurable property of characteristics of phenomenons being observed contained in a column of tabular data. We have a label, so feature that is the target for training a machine learning model referred to as the observed label or observed outcome. We have predicted label, the label as predicted by the model, also referred to as the predicted outcome. Sample, this is an observed identity described by feature values and label value contained in a row of tabular data. Data set, a collection of samples. Bias, an imbalance in the training data or the prediction behavior of the model across different groups, such as age or income bracket. We have bias metric, a function that returns numerical values indicating the level of potential bias. Bias report, a collection of bias metrics for a given data set or a collection of data set and a model. Positive label values that are favorable to a demographic group observed in a sample. Negative label values that are unfavorable to demographic group observed in a sample. Group variable, categorical column of the data set that is used to form subgroups of measurement of conditional demographic disparity. CDD, required only if you're utilizing the Simpsons paradox. Hope that has something to do with the Simpsons, the cartoon. Facet, a column or feature that contains the attributes with the respect to which bias is measured. Facet value, the feature values of attributes that the bias might favor or disfavor. Predicted probability, the probability as predicted by the model of having a positive negative outcome. So a lot of terms here. I haven't seen these terms used in other ones. I'm not sure if they are universal or specific to AWS, but you can see there's a lot here to learn just to understand it. One other thing we want to talk about is the SHAP algorithm. Don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm going to just say SHAP. Doesn't sound right saying that for some reason, but that's the Shapley additive explanations. Why do they got to do this? Why do they got to do like lowercase here and then upper here? I don't get it. But anyway, this algorithm is a game theoretic approach to explain the output of machine learning models. So the idea is that you have your model here, it extracts the explanation from your model, gives you output. So it can expand business needs and legislate regulations that require explanations of why a model makes its decision. SageMaker Clarify uses SHAP to explain the contribution that each input feature makes to the final decision. A SHAP baseline can be generated within SageMaker Autopilot experiments. And I don't know where this is in the new one because I know SageMaker Autopilot, the old one, I knew that one really well. The new one I don't know within SageMaker Canvas. Maybe it's only available in the older one. But we have that. We're almost done here. In SageMaker Clarify, you generate out a bias report in Data Wrangler and can use many different pre-training bias metrics. So here's the full list. We have class and balance. I'm not going to read all these out. Difference in proportions of labels, KL, JS, LP, TVD, KS, CDD. And so you can see there are a lot there. So there's a lot of ways that we can get information about bias. There was SageMaker Clarify, but there you go.